Hi and welcome to this week's episode of Wellness TV. What I'm going to talk to you about is a very common infection that affects lots of women and also some men. It's caused mainly by diet and lifestyle, and it creates a whole pile of different symptoms. If you want to know more, join me on the inside. Hi and welcome back to this week's episode. What I'm going to talk to you about is an infection which is called Candida, or candidiasis is another word for it, but it's caused by a fungus called Candida albicans, and that is a yeast-like fungus that grows within your gut. Now, you may know of this condition by other names, by its symptoms. Now, symptoms such as thrush, foot fungus, nail rot, sometimes skin irritations can be caused by Candida. All of these symptoms are just the outward sign that there's something going on in your gut. Now, what causes this overgrowth of Candida in your gut? Well, antibiotic use, because antibiotics kill off bacteria, but they allow Candida to grow. Candida also grows when you're eating a lot of sugar and a lot of yeast in your diet, because Candida is a yeast. And if you've ever known anyone that's brewed their own beer or anything, you will know that when you put yeast and yeast together, it breeds and multiplies, and when you feed it sugar, it grows even more. And the same is happening within your gut when you're feeding this overgrowth that's going on in your gut. Now, unfortunately, not all people that have a Candida overgrowth get the obvious symptoms like thrush and foot rot and things like that. But there's lots of other symptoms. Bloating, that's one of the symptoms. Foggy headedness, general skin conditions. There's lots of different symptoms that are associated with Candida overgrowths. If you've ever been on the pill, females who've ever been on the pill, you will also have a Candida overgrowth. It's one of the side effects of being on the pill. So if you've got a diet and lifestyle that's high in sugar, high in yeast, if you've ever been on antibiotics and you've ever been on the pill, it's a good chance that you have an overgrowth of Candida within your gut. So what do you do about it? Well, to start with, you need to eliminate the foods that are causing it to grow, and that's your sugar, that's your yeast. Now, where those two ingredients occur most are in commercial breads and in wine and beer. They're the big places where people are getting it. Vegemite is also very high in yeast. Now, you can find alternatives to some of these. Sourdough breads, real sourdough breads, don't have yeast in them because they're made on a different culture. Obviously, wine is always going to have yeast. Beer is always going to have yeast. So look at, if you need to be drinking alcohol, looking at alternatives that don't have yeast in them and don't have sugar. So they tend to be your white spirits, but then you have to be careful of what you're drinking it with, because your juices and that are high in sugar. So, and with Vegemite, the Australian staple of every child, there are yeast-free veggie spreads available. So you can get it. Tastes a little bit different, but I have to tell you, my kids don't know any different. That's all they eat. So if you're suffering from a Candida overgrowth, look at eliminating it from your diet. There are some probiotics which are called SB probiotics. They're specific for pushing out Candida, and also some herbs such as olive leaf extract is really good for getting rid of Candida. Garlic is a really good antifungal, and there's also some other herbs such as pau d'arco and some essential oils, oregano, and they're all really good for helping to get rid of Candida. But if you want to treat it, I do recommend that you see a naturopath who can treat it for you properly, and making sure that you're on the correct herbs for what's right for you, and really get rid of it quickly, and then also put the diet changes along with that as well. So, what did you think about this? Do you think that maybe you have a Candida infection? Do you want to know more about Candida? Please join the conversation below this video. I'd love to be able to answer any more general questions for you. Let me know how you dealt with. There's lots of different remedies for dealing with Candida. Please share your thoughts and comments below, and feel free to share this video with all of your friends and family. Until next week, bye. Hi, just before I go, I'd love to tell you about the Secret Mums Business weekend experience that's coming up soon. If you're a mum in business and you
are constantly juggling your family and your work responsibilities, and it's causing you to feel stressed and overwhelmed. Come along and learn the 7 steps to creating a business and lifestyle of your dreams. My aim with these workshops is to have lots of fun and enjoyment, as well as teaching you the simple things that you can do to create the life that you've always wanted. Plus, I'll also give you a signed copy of my new book called Secret Mum's Business. Now, if you're interested in finding out more, visit my website www.secretmumsbusiness.net.au/workshop. There's only a few places available, so get in quick, and I hope I get to see you there. Bye.